يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة إن امرؤ هلك ليس له ولد وله أخت فلها نصف ما ترك وهو يرثها إن لم يكن لها ولد فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما الثلثان مما ترك إن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فللذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه. We give thanks to Allah. We ask His blessing on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have commenced the journey on our Islamic inheritance course. And inshallah today one of those things that are very very pertinent for us to know. Inshallah we discuss it today. My name remain Abdul Ghani Adebisi, the Mudir of Al Madrasatil Mumtia, and with me is my brother by name Muhammad Salahu Ballo. So inshallah he's going to be assisting me in this session of the class. Pray Allah make it an easy one. Now our topic of discussion,
مبادئ ومصطلحات علم الفوائد.
So we are taking Mabadi'u wa Mustalahat Ilm al-Faraid. So the fundamentals and some terms using the Ilm al-Faraid, the knowledge of inheritance, inshallah. So that we are taking fundamentals and knowledge used, fundamentals and terms used in Ilm al-Faraid, the field of inheritance. So that's what we are taking, inshallah.
مبادئ علم الفوائد العشر يجمعها هذا البيتان.
So the fundamentals, the 10 fundamentals that you see scholars when they are talking about Nahu Sorfu, they always come with 10 fundamentals of the knowledge. So Ilm al-Faraid that the scholars make effort to bring forth of it now, inshallah. So when they will do that, they will always come with a song that talks on that. So our brother will sing the song now. Let us listen to it now. Jazakumullah, bismillah.
إن مبادئ كل علم عشرة الحد والموضوع ثم الثمرة ونسبة وفضله والوادع والاسم لاستمداد حكم الشارع مسائل والبعد بالبعد اكتفى ومن دوى الجميع هذا الشرفا ومن دوى الجميع هذا الشرفا مستفعل 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 مستفعل.
So the bahr of this song, for those who are students of Arud, we call it Rogers, because that is scholastic bahar, and as the Arud scholar will say that is huwa himarul ulama. So his word is in the scholastic bahar, the scholars use for educational purposes. So that's the rhyme they use among the 15 bahar that exist in Ilm al-Faraid. Now, so the 10th element that we look at in the fundamental of each subject. So that is what is being read out. So with respect to Ilm al-Faraid now, so we are going to be using that also to explain the fundamentals of the field of inheritance, inshallah. Now, so we will now.
فهي على التفصيل.
So we want to start them. So quickly before that, let's list those 10 again. Now, what's the first one?
Al-Haddu.
Al-Haddu, which is the definition. Let's take notes. Our students, we can take note of that. The second one,
Al-Mawdu.
Al-Mawdu. What are the subject matters you see in the knowledge and the field of inheritance?
Al-Thamara.
Al-Thamara. What are the fruits of learning this knowledge, of delving into this field now?
Al-Nisba.
Al-Nisba. What is its relationship with other knowledge now?
Al-Fadlu.
Al-Fadlu. What are the virtues and excellence of this field of knowledge. Now,
الوادع
Al-Wadi'. This science we are talking of, who is the founder of this science? Now,
الاسم
Al-Ismu, the name is being called, because you can't learn anything without having a name. So, I'm learning something. What are you learning? Say something. Is that logical? So it will have names. Now,
الاستمداد
Al-Istimdadu. So where does it take its source from? So what are the sources that we claim? Oh, this is why we are saying this. Where is your source? So where does this knowledge, this field, this science take its sources from? Now,
حكم الشارع
Hukmu Sharan, what is the ruling of the lawgiver on such knowledge? So that is those fundamental 10, the 10 fundamentals we'll be looking at quickly. Now, inshallah, let's start with the Haddu now.
أولا الحد أي تعريفه وهو علم يعرف به من يرث ومن لا يرث ومقدار ما لكل وارث.
So look at the definition that given us. It said, "Ilmun yu'rafu bihi,"
من يرث
who can inherit this, the knowledge that we learned, that will let us to know who can inherit,
ومن لا يرث
who cannot inherit,
ومقدار ما لكل وارث.
and what is the share of everyone that will inherit. We have established. It will help us to know who can inherit, who cannot inherit. It now also help is the knowledge that help to know what is the share of those who can inherit. Jazakallah. So that is the definition in summary for somebody who is just coming to learn it. So there's other definition among the Mazahib. They have their own definitions too, but because this is at the beginning stage, so you need something simple. Jazakallah. Now,
ثانيا موضوع
the second one we're looking at is what is the subject matter of this knowledge.
وهو التركة.
Terika. So it is at-terikat. That's what we are looking at. So you can call it at-terikatu. You can also call it what at-terikatu. So at-terikat, estates, different estates, what the deceased have left after his death. That is the subject matter of Islamic inheritance. Nothing else again. That's what we are discussing. So we get now. So everything that is associated with it, that's what we are looking at. Now,
ثالثا ثمرته.
so what is the fruit of this knowledge? What is the fruits of this knowledge, inshallah? Now,
فائدة تعلمه هو إيصال ذوي الحقوق حقوقهم.
so the benefit of learning this knowledge, why you should embark on the journey, so that we'll be able to give a right to those the right is due to. So that is the benefit of learning it. Now,
رابعا نسبته إلى غيره.
The fourth is what is the relationship with others. Now,
هو من العلوم النقلية كالفقه والحديث.
It's among the ulum al-naqliya. So like knowledge that deals with sources, like deal with Quran, that deal with the sunnah in learning them. So ilm al-farad also like that is ulum al-naqliya. So it's not ulum al-aqliya. Do we get now? Like it's also like fiqh, the hadith and others like that now.
ويتعلق بعلم الحساب والأنصاب.
And also associated with the knowledge of mathematics, because if you want to learn ilm al-farad, if you are not good in maths, you have a lot of challenges, a lot, you cannot even cope. Also, it also deal with knowledge of the family tree. When a man gave birth, we call it son, all those things, uncle, cousin. There are some people when you just mention something like that, say, this is my nephew. Say, what's my nephew? You need to break it down for them. So somebody who is not be able to connect between family trees and other things, don't have the knowledge, the person will have challenge to learn ilm al-farad. And these are what affects people sometimes, the mathematical aspects and the ansab to nasab. If you have that, it will affect. So it's ilm al-farad of Islam, Islamic inheritance is connected to them too, inshallah. Now,
خامسا فضله.
so the fifth is what is the virtue of this knowledge? What is the excellence or virtues of this knowledge? Now,
كفى به فضلا أن وادعه الله وكونه أكثر تفصيلا في القرآن.
so kafa bi fadlan is enough as a virtue for this knowledge. And Allah, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the founder of big knowledge himself. There are many fields of learning, there are many sciences that people learn, science of knowledge, that they are humans that are the propounder of it. But this is a fadlu for ilm al-farad, because it's Allah himself that is the founder of it, is one that mentioned give this to this, give this to this, explaining in details. So it's enough as a virtue for ilm al-faraid. Now,
سادسا
وكون أكثر
أقرأ
تفصيلا في الماذا في القرآن, and
القرآن.
it's also a great excellence virtue for this knowledge that it is the most detailed in the Quran. وأدل صراحة, and it's also the most what, when we say something is sarih, it is the most knowledge that you that give this to this, very straightforward. Among all the laws Allah have given, most detailed and the most straightforward. Like, I don't know, there's one particular English we can use there that's for sorry Arabic, this thing that will come to mind, just take it that way, but most straightforward. This is not even in figurative expression, we understand now. So it is the most, so it's enough as a virtue for this knowledge now.
سادسا وادعه
So wadi'un, who is the wadi'un of this knowledge now?
هو الله سبحانه وتعالى
As we have mentioned previously, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now.
في كتابه العزيز أولا.
In his book. And where can we find this in detail? There are many verses that talk on inheritance. There are many, but there are three that are umdatul ahkam. Note it, the umdatul ahkam that may everything, like 90% of the law we are using inheritance, they are taken from it. And that is verse 11, Quran, Surah An-Nisa verse 11, Quran, Surah An-Nisa verse 12, and Surah An-Nisa, the last verse, verse 176. Before verse 11, this also talk on inheritance, but the umdatul ahkam want to extract knowledge, where we extract knowledge from. Verse 11 of Nisa, verse 12, and verse 176, with a particular hadith when we mentioned that to now.
وما بينه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في سنته الثانية.
Now the Prophet also has some some contributions, some things the Prophet mentioned on Islamic inheritance. Like there's hadith is with these three verses of the Quran we mentioned, and that hadith together they are the umdatul ahkam of ilm al-faraid, and that is what the hadith that said from Ibn Abbas. He said al-hiqu al-faraid bi ahliha fama baqiya fahuwa awla rajulin dhakar, that you give the inheritance to those who worth it, give them, those who are fractional, give them their shares. What remain will now be to the nearest male in the family, to give him the remainder. So that's hadith, it has a lot of ruling. So together with those verses of Quran, they are the major distinct, they are the umdatul ahkam of ilm al-faraid. Meanwhile, there are some other things too that we find in the hadith, like inheritance of grandmother is not in the Quran, we found it in the hadith. And what the relationship between the three brothers they can inherit, we have maternal brother, paternal brother, and full maternal siblings, paternal siblings, and full siblings. So the relationship on how they can inherit, they are this mention them in details. What we mean for this? Who will replace this? Like the Quran not mention anything on the paternal what's it called, on the paternal siblings. So it's hadith mentioned, and also asobatu ma'al. So that type of asoba, it is mentioned in the hadith. So these are some other parts that we can find the hadith. So we have some other hadiths too that mention, but the major those three verses in the Quran and the hadith that said that the hadith of Ibn Abbas, so that's inshallah. Now,
سابعا اسمه.
so the name of this knowledge, what is the name? The one we say Islamic inheritance, what the name, that the term that the name is being called now?
الفوائد.
It's called al-faraid. So you see people saying I'm learning faraid. It's talking about Islamic inheritance now.
المواريث.
It's also called mawarith,
الإرث.
al-irith,
الميراث.
al-mirath,
التراث.
at-turath. Also called at-turath. Also still have some other names. Why we mention all these names? Because in the general reality of life, the more names something have, the virtues of such knowledge or such entity, any entity, can be humans, can be anything, the more name it has, it is showing to the greatness of that thing. Because our Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah has names, over 99 names, plenty names. If you check Quran now, combine it, see a lot of them Allah gets. In fact, the Prophet said that La uhsi sanaa alayka anta kama asnayta ala nafsik. that even I myself, I can't quantify your praises, the names, you are the way you praise yourself. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So you can see Allah has plenty names. So you see when you great people, you see that they have a lot of names. Look at their presidents, for instance, plenty names. So the plenty name Ilm al-Fawaid to have is also showing, is depicting the greatness of the words of this field of learning. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit us with the knowledge. I mean, now
ثامنا استمداد
istimdad, where does it take its source from? So
مستمد من الكتاب
so
والسنة
it's mustamad min al-kitab wa sunnah wal
والإجماع.
ijma. So from the Quran, from the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, pure sunnah, and the words and ijma, consensus of the scholars, inshallah. Now
تاسعا حكمه
hukmu, what is now the ruling of learning this knowledge? What is the ruling pertaining to this knowledge? So it will be in tafsir. Now
تعلمه فرض كفاية.
first thing, learning it, let's note it all. Learning it is fardu kifaya. What means fardu kifaya? A communal obligation. That's an obligation that when some people in the community have taken such, it is not composed on everybody in the community. Example is, according to Jumhur, adhan, for instance, calling the adhan. All of us can call the adhan when it's time for salat. So when a particular person have called the adhan, others in the mosque we can't say, oh, which one to call our adhan? No. So that's a communal obligation. Another is salat li janazah. Somebody died, some people in the community must pray for the person. So when they have done that, others may not pray. Do you get now? So that is what we call fardu kifaya. Concerning the words, concerning learning it, that's an aspect. Let's note. There's another ruling again now.
العمل به عند التوارث.
Now that is al-amalu bi. We should now work with what Allah have revealed. When it's time to inherit. That one is what?
فرض
Fardu
عين
ainin
كالصلاة.
kasalat. That's when many issues in Yoruba land. When some people maybe have targeted that if you use Yoruba practice, this is what I will get. That's what this is what the Sharia have said. When they brought an inheritance expert, you see people reacting. Some people that even they pray, they will say, "Can you contact? With excuse." I see we still experiencing something of recent. Somebody was giving this thing, and we were told to help them share inheritance. They scattered everything. They said they can't accept it. Subhanallah, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's very doing. Denying it is tantamount to kufr. People must note this. It's tantamount to kufr. You say you're a believer, you accept this, and you will enter into Islam, kafir. So let's see some verses of the Quran. Allah warned on rejecting Islamic inheritance. Because in Surah An-Nisa, verse 11, Allah mentioned inheritance in detail. In verse 2, Allah mentioned in details. That's why we said it's not only verse 11, 12, and 117 that talk on inheritance. Those one talk on it in detail, the law. We have other verses too that I also mentioned. Look at what Allah said in verse 13. Because Allah knows that humans, they can be belligerent and obdurate. Allah now mentioned something in verse 13 concerning now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم تلك حدود الله.
When Allah have given up the law of inheritance, in the next verse, Allah said, these are the law of Allah. These are the laws of Allah. These are the boundaries Allah have created for you. You must take it. You must observe it.
ومن يطع الله ورسوله يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار.
So whoever now will be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his prophets, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward the person. Allah have given you law of inheritance. You follow it, you accept what is given to you that way. You implement it as you have the power to do such. Allah said Allah will reward you for that. Now, great reward.
خالدين فيها وذلك الفوز العظيم.
And what is great reward? Allah will put you in paradise and you'll be there forever. What do you want again? So that is the great reward Allah will give you now.
ومن يعص الله ورسوله.
Allah now say whoever now disobey Allah and his prophet,
ويتعدى حدوده.
and the person they transgress, say, we don't want this law, Joe. Or they like what some feminists and liberals do say that those places that Allah mentioned that 2-1 in particular cases for male and female, we don't want it. Allah said whoever transgress on such,
يدخله نارا خالدا فيها.
Allah said he will put you in their fire and you will be going to be there forever. Now,
وله عذاب
you are not just
مهين.
entering hell. And I say we will now give you disgraceful punishment, humiliating punishments there. Because you have the law of Allah, you are rejecting it. And I give you law, not just give you even details again. Imagine your teacher or people you obey anyhow. They give you details. One of that's what they will point to. And I give you something detailed and you're rejecting it. It was detailed law. That is the greatest food ever be. So do we get now? And we also have verse in Surah to what's it called? In Surah to Mind that Allah also mentioned that woman ya woman subhanallah. Allah said that وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْكَافِرُونَ. Allah used three and this thing there, three in barrel. Whoever did not rule with what Allah have revealed, the person is a kafir. Allah also said, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. Whoever did not rule what Allah have revealed, the person is a kafir. In another one, I say the person is a fasik, is a criminal. In another verse, Allah says the person is a what? And is a zalim, is an oppressor, is a wrongdoer. So which of these qualifications will you like for yourself? So if you don't like any of it, the law of inheritance must be implemented. If the power you have it, you must not reject it because of what? Because of the hayatu dunya. Wala akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. So we are emphasizing this, my brothers and sisters. Don't let us reject it. Let us, much as possible, make this law a part of our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it an
معرفة الوارث ومن
so,
لا يرث
so,
ومقدار ما لكل وارث.
so those the cases there is knowing those who can inherit and those who cannot inherit and what should be for every of the inheritors now.
ونوع إرثه من فوض وتعصيب.
What type of is it fraction the person will get or the person is among those that will get the residual of what of the faraid now.
وما يتبع ذلك من حساب الأنصباء.
And also what goes with the calculations of shares. Oh, this is to this, we'll do this masala is out, this is rabdu and other things like that now.
وكيفية عمل المناسخات.
And how do you do munasakot? Some of those this thing there and al-walum wajarra. Now that's now.
مصطلحات.
So we have mentioned the 10, those are the fundamentals. So the next is what are the mustalah, the terms you will see being used in ilm al-faraid now.
الفوض.
Al-farud, when we hear farud, it means fraction. Now,
الولد.
al-walad. So we will not really stress on all this because you are using English to teach this down. So who is walad? Walad in Arabic language is a child. But when we come to inheritance, so walad in the general Arabic usage is a boy. Do you get now a son? But when we come to Arabic and when we come to inheritance, it means son, either son or daughter. When we hear walad in the inheritance, the verse that talk on it and verse 11, verse 12, verse 13. If you see walad there, is that means what? A boy or a girl or the progeny of the deceased. Can even be son sometimes. Do you get son's daughter? Do you get now? So things like that. These are what we call so when we hear Ibni is son, Bint is daughter. So these are terms that somebody who wants to learn inheritance will need to take note of. Now, other terms.
وأصحاب الفروض.
Ashabul furud, these are people those with fractional shares, like they are majorly females and some males. Like so, example of ashabul furud is daughter. What's it called? We have maternal siblings, sisters, wife, husband. All this they are ashabul furud, and father too sometimes. Grandmother also ashabul furud. So because Sharia allocates fraction to them. Now. Al-Asaba. We have those that Sharia don't allocate fraction to them, but they are powerful inheritors. Like this one is the most powerful for inheritors. So they take when they are sabuli fraction, those with fractional share taking, they take their own. So these are some of the terms that you come across in Islamic inheritance. There are some other terms. So ask the mas'ala, and other things. When you start learning, you get them, inshallah. Now, so that's that.
الحديث.
So there's some things we also want us to learn. There's a particular hadith because of the manifestation of our hadith. We quickly share the hadith. The hadith is da'if, but the manifestation is already in our life today. Now,
تعلموا الفوائد وعلموها الناس.
the Prophet said, "Ta'allamu al-fara'id, learn ilmu al-fara'id, wa'allimuha an-nas," and you should teach people. Now,
فإني امرؤ
the
مقبول
Prophet said, "Surely I'm going to die." Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
وإن هذا العلم سيقبل
And this knowledge too will be taken.
وتظهر الفتن
And if it's not work up, because there will be no justice now. Now,
حتى يختلف الرجلان
until you see two men, they will be disputing concerning who inherit, who will not inherit.
في الفوائد فلا يجدون من يفصل بينهم.
They will not see a third person to tell them that, oh, this is what you will do. A time will come like that. Now look at that. Is it not even among us? If you take 20 Muslims house now, you hardly see one that know about Islamic inheritance. So it's already a manifestation. The hadith is da'if. And we are not using the hadith to demoralize or discourage us, but we just telling us the manifestation. That's why the weakness of the hadith. Meanwhile, it's something we can revive. It's something that we can spread it in the society. So that is that. And that's why we really want to look at before we round off is why is this knowledge so not available again now?
أسباب إيه؟
Now.
أسباب إهمال علم الفوائد.
So what's make this knowledge to become like a bicycle among the Muslims? That people become like a bicycle about this knowledge. That is no more being implemented. People don't even know about it anymore. So what are the sabab? Why we mention all this? Because another proverb said, "Is a only fast sababu better than the ajab." When we know sabab of something, being surprised about it will not be what will come on again. So we'll be able to tackle where we know that this is where we have challenge, and we are very hopeful that we can spread it now.
قلة الاستطلاع عن أمور الدين.
So the first problem which we have is the Muslims are no more eager about their religion. It has become cultural mechanical exercise. What we doing? These people are not. The zeal is dead. Do you get that? The annoya for the deen is already dead. So when it is dead, it's now Faroi they will look at. Everybody they want to have money. Money, if you have money, everything. So that's the first challenge. So that's why the knowledge is not so common again. Now,
ثانيا قلة عدد الراسخين في هذا الفن.
also is what those who are experts in this field, they are small, very, very small. So it's also very few number of people. So it's also a challenge for the knowledge for this field now.
تغريب المجتمعات الإسلامية.
Also, تغريب المجتمعات الإسلامية, westernization of what Islamic society is also another challenge we are facing. So a lot of things have been westernized, so it's a challenge. People don't know many things that they don't even know Islam talks about those things. So they only know the Western pattern. So of those things, they go for court marriage, they don't even know that those things are even dangerous. Even dangerous to your marriage. They commit a lot of errors. So when a lot of people are already liberalized, don't even know. They will not be blaming Islam. They put pressure on the Muslims, not knowing that his brain is already westernized. That's why he's having challenge, and they want to use that to decide for Islam. So it's a great issue. Allah assist us. Now,
وآخره قلة التوعية بهذا
the
العلم.
another is little awareness about the knowledge. So those who know about it should continue to make efforts, spread it, make people making people aware of it. That's a lot of benefit, a lot, wallahi. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the knowledge spread and help us, guide us and be with us and benefit us very well in this world and the after. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وعملا متقبلا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. So we appreciate our brother who has been waiting for, and also our viewers, brother Muhammad Salahuddin Ballo, and I remain your humble brother Abdul Ghani BBC, the Mudir of Al-Madrasatul Mumti'atul Ta'alim al-Islamiyya. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين ولهن الربع مما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن الثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية توصون بها أو دين وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت فلكل واحد منهما السدس فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير مضار وصية من الله والله عليم حليم